Alright, welcome to Huckins on Film. I'm your host, Kyle Huckins, and this is take 2 of the Expendables 2. Shot one a couple hours ago in my car. I just got home after running some other errands after the movie, and, file got corrupted. Or something. It won't convert, I can't get it uploaded, so we're just going to reshoot this puppy. I'm kind of glad, actually, because there's a few things that I forgot in the initial review. Actually, deviated from my plan a little bit. There's a DVD place near the movie theater I go to. So, I hit them up. I just hit another one on the way home. Hang on, let me show you what I picked up. Picked up The Raid Redemption. It's supposed to be very good. I have not seen it yet, but obviously I plan to take care of that. Leon the Professional. By the way, guys, getting Jean Reno into part 3, not a bad idea. Now we get into the meat. Tango and Cash, that's right, Stallone and Russell. Van Damme 2-pack, Bloodsport and Time Cop. Crank 2, because we need some Statham star love. Who doesn't love doing the gruff Statham voice? Possibly the most ridiculous action film in the history of the 80s, Commando. Probably the only competition has that department is Stallone's Cobra. And I picked up The Expendables Part 1. I hadn't actually seen that one till last week. Good movie, I highly recommend it. Although I've got to admit, the CGI in that was wretched. I mean, there was a scene, like the opening scene, there's a bunch of laser sights being used. It looks like they were drawn in MS Paint. It's just sad. But other than the really poor CGI, I loved Part 1. You know, it was what you expected. It was macho cheese. That's my new name for these movies, is macho cheese. If you can find a better description, leave me a comment, let me know. So I don't think I can top that one. Okay, we're going to start with the trailers, and this time I might actually remember them in order and not keep blurting them out in the mid-review. I've talked about most of them already. I've seen the Frankie and Weenie one for the 8 billionth time. I can't wait for that movie to come out just because I'm tired of seeing the trailer. Saw the Dread trailer again. I giggled like an idiot again. Movie cannot get here soon enough. Saw Taken 2. Liam Neeson with a gun. I'm in. Hard to go wrong there. It's called, I think it's The Last Watch. It's a straight-up cop flick, but it's from the guy who wrote Fast and the Furious and the guy who wrote Training Day. Got right. I don't remember his name, but a cop flick from the guy who wrote Training Day. Fine with me. I love Training Day. I don't know that it deserved Best Picture, but it was a really good flick. Saw the trailer for Looper, which, on the one hand, it looks like it can be really interesting. I'm probably going to see it. Also, I do like Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis. But in the back of my head, I can't help but think, why are you sending this guy's past self to kill his future self? That's dumb. That's incredibly dumb. I'm hoping in the movie they can find a way to justify it, but... And the The main trailer that interested me, I've seen this one a couple times, I keep forgetting to talk about it because my memory stinks, is Possession. I'm interested in this mostly because, well, A, I love exorcism flicks. I really do. It's one of those subgenres I'm kind of a sucker for. And this one, it's actually a Jewish exorcism flick. So now I'm really interested because I've never seen a non-Christian exorcism movie before. So that's kind of an interesting twist on an old angle. I'm interested to see what they do with it. Okay, trailer's out of the way. Let's get to our main feature. And, like I said, I got out of this a couple hours ago, and still kind of uncomfortable sitting down because I don't know if my two regular balls have massively increased or if I've just grown a third, maybe even a fourth. Yeah, I may be potentially a Krogan right now. Because this movie just has far too much testosterone in it for anyone. Like, seriously? Do not bring a woman to this. She may be the victim of involuntary gender reassignment surgery. That's just how much testosterone is going on here. You know, you could bring the most gorgeous feminine woman on the planet in. By the time she leaves, her voice has dropped 3 octaves and she's got a beard. It's... wow. And, like I said, this is definitely part of the macho cheese genre. And it is fucking glorious. You know, they changed the team up a bit from last time. Like, Jet Li's in it. But he's almost gone after the opening credits. Mind you, there's a pretty low... Like, it takes a while to get to the opening credits, because they do the same thing they did last time, where they show the end of a separate mission, and then it shows the credits. And, like, the pre-credit sequences, it's nuts. You know, Terry Crews has the full auto shotgun that can just destroy small countries, as... Shit, if I had one, I'd never leave the house without it. That would just be silly. They come in these 3 large armored vehicles. The one that Dolph Lundgren's driving has a massive, just like a steel girder on a hinge. He shoves it. It's pointing out. He just uses it as a battering ram. And on the side is stenciled, knock knock. And like the other vehicles, they have stuff like that. There's no restraint or subtlety to be found in this movie. And thank God for that, because that's not what you want from these movies. And if that is what you're looking for in these movies, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it so horribly, tragically wrong. But in the pre-credit sequence, they're there to save the day. It turns out, and you kind of figure out who they're there to save pretty quickly, even though he's got a bag over his head. I'm not going to give it away, but it's... You'd have to be blind to not be able to figure it out. So anyway, after the credits, you know, they head back stateside. They're all in the bar, they're celebrating. I actually missed this part because I had just eaten lunch beforehand. And it's like, okay, credits just ended. I'm not going to be able to hold this for the whole movie, so... I missed that little part. I missed most of it anyway. But, Stallone's talking to the new guy, played by Liam Hemsworth, who's brother of Chris, who played Thor. I believe they're both going to be in Red Dawn. Which I'm going to see because that movie looks gloriously stupid. I mean, the original Red Dawn was dated before Reagan left office, and now we're doing a remake almost 30 years later. Yeah, that's not going to be a train wreck. But it might be a very fun train wreck, so... That's one of those movies, I gotta get up a posse or something. because that's a movie you gotta crack jokes at. You can already tell. So they get back, and Bruce Willis, like, Stallone leaves the bar early. He heads back to wherever, and Bruce Willis is waiting for him. And Bruce Willis is intimidating as shit in this movie. Like, he is... Like, you think of him as kind of being badass, but at the same time being kind of cool and brazy. In this, it's like, yeah, I will punch your heart out through your chest. He is imposing in this. And him and Schwarzenegger in this one a lot more than they were last. Last one, there was basically cameos. This one, they actually have meatier roles to it. And the script, it wasn't all Stallone. It was half written by the director, whose name I just blanked on. Damn it. That's too bad, because he's pretty good at this. But you could tell when he was writing this, like, okay, how many fanboygasms can I get into this movie? The answer is a lot. The answer is an absurdly high number. So, they have to go retrieve this box from a downed aircraft. And Jet Li had left after the opening credit mission. He was dropping off a Chinese businessman who was part of the rescue. Mainly because they brought in the actress Nan Yu. I guess you couldn't have two Asian martial artists who know how to just kick ass, kill things, and be awesome. So they had to get rid of Jet Li to bring her in. I'm fine with them bringing her in. I think she does a pretty good job. And also, yeah, not hard to look at. Not at all. She definitely holds her own with this crew. Anyway, they get to this place, they get the box. Hemsworth's character, Billy, call him the Billy the Kid because he's a sniper, he's a fantastic shot. Well, unfortunately, he gets captured by Van Damme and his crew. Jean-Claude Van Damme is fucking terrifying in this movie. He is badass. Holy crap. He's just scary, this movie. And the sick thing is, they could have done even more. Like, he did a great job. I loved what they did with him. They could have done more. Because during the confrontation, they've got Billy as a hostage. You see on his neck, he's got a tattoo. It's a goat head. And he explains how goat head is also a pentagram. He's explaining how it's connected to Satan. I'm sitting there like, oh my god. Did Jean-Claude Van Damme join Gorgoroth? Is he supposed to be Gaul? Does he have a black metal band I should know about? Because if he does, I need this information. And I was thinking, it's like they were kind of I wish they really would have done more with this, but it's like they were setting up like a satanic cult angle with his criminal gang, which they... it was a mild callback to Cobra, but I kind of wish they would have went further with it. I forget, if he had pulled out the knife with the spiked knuckle duster on it, that would have been... I think my head would have exploded. But yeah, Van Damme, he wears all black, rocks the shades, he's just very calm, very cool. And he's fucking evil. Oh my god, he is... honestly, if you have no interest in anything else, when this comes out on DVD, watch it for the Van Damme scenes. This Van Damme is fucking phenomenal. Like, it's kind of sad. Like, wow, I didn't really love him all that much as a hero, but as a villain? Yeah, he's got it. And it's like the last one had a bad villain. It had friggin' Eric Roberts. You know, that's one of those, it's like, I need a villain. Where's my coin? I don't know if I'm going to call Brad Dourif or Eric Roberts. Best kind of coin flip, because you can't lose either way. Although Roberts fit that one much better. And, you know, they have the whole exchange over what was in the safe they had to return. I'm sorry, I'm going to get away from the spoilers now, but Van Damme's just... Like, honestly, if I ever made my own G.I. Joe flick, I kind of want Van Damme to be Cobra Commander. Yeah, he had that kind of presence about him, which is like, yeah, I've got an army behind me, and I don't care what happens to anyone. He's sociopath to the hilt. And, you know, you get your usual fight scenes, explosions. Chuck Norris is in this one. He's not in it all that much. Although the first scene he's in, my God. It's basically an extended Chuck Norris joke. And they're all having fun. Like it's one of those, you're watching this scene, like, wow. How many takes did that one take? Because they had to keep laughing. Because it's ridiculous. But yeah, they're just like, yeah, this scene's going to be badass, it's going to look great, and it's just going to be an extended Chuck Norris joke. Seriously? All you needed was just to have Doug Walker randomly walk in and yell, Chuck Norris! And then leave. Considering some of the people who just randomly show up, considering this movie, it wouldn't have been that out of place. Because you get into it to the point where you don't really question it. But there are a lot of those moments of, where did he come from? Like, I'm not gonna lie, this thing may have more plot holes in it than Prometheus. But you're having so much goddamn fun, you don't care. That's the thing, the characters are all fun. It's a lighthearted movie. It's good, you're into it. You ignore things like the fact that roughly half the movie probably doesn't make an ounce of sense. And also, near the end, you get to see the sight every action flick fan since the 80s has been dying to see. Enemy horde on that side. On this side, killing everything that moves. Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Willis. Yeah, picture that in your head and realize that it's roughly 1,000 times more glorious than that. And watching Schwarzenegger and Willis work off each other is fucking comedy gold. Like, honestly, like, these two should be doing stand-up together. It was, you know, it was definitely like that 80s gallows humor during massive amounts of violence kind of stuff, but it totally worked. You know, I don't want to give away the jokes. I think they're too fucking good, but they're really funny. And of course, there's callbacks to all sorts of other movies. Like one scene, one part in the airport where Chuck Norris just kills the shit out of this one guy. And he's got a bunch of guns, and he falls onto the baggage scanner. The baggage scanner shows his skeleton and points out all the guns. It's like, wow. That's a better Total Recall callback than Total Recall had. yeah, this movie has, it's action porn. Macho cheese, they know what it is. But it's so much fun that I can't recommend it enough. Oh, getting back to the trailer, I fucking knew I was going to do this. It was one trailer that, holy crap. It's coming out next year. It's called The Last Stand. It's about a Mexican drug cartel doing like a Mad Max convoy run, and the only hope to stop them is this small town, and the sheriff's fucking Schwarzenegger. That's right, he's fucking back, people. Yeah, I nerdgasmed like you wouldn't believe it, that one. I'm like, that's the other really bizarre thing about this that probably isn't going to interest too many people other than me. Like, the way he's wearing his hair, and just from how old, the fact that he's in his 60s, he's looking like my dad. You have no idea how confusing that is. Like, wow. Granted, my dad wasn't Austrian, but damn, they do. But it looks like a pretty over-the-top action flick. And it looks like Arnie's like, screw it, I might as well have a little fun. Not one of my better Arnies. But yeah, Arnie's fucking back next year, man. And, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I can still watch Arnie kick ass any day of the week. Anyway, getting back to the Expendables. Like the first one, the main characters are Statham and Stallone. Okay. I'm fine with that. Statham's always fun. And Stallone's resume is unquestioned at this point. Statham's damn good. He's probably the best action guy of this generation. He's got that icy cool. Also, let's not kid ourselves. The Statham voice, that's a pretty badass weapon to have in the arsenal. My one regret with this movie is that he's Stallone's second, and that Van Damme was the head bad guy. Because call me crazy, given both their skill sets, I would have loved to have seen Van Damme and Statham throw down. That could have been a pretty good fight. Who am I kidding? That would have been a great fight. Not that the fighting in this movie is bad at all. It's definitely not. When you're making a movie like this, it's like, okay, I have to make sure the fights and the explosions are good. Everything else will take care of itself. If you screw up the violence in a movie like this, you're doomed. And they certainly didn't screw up the violence. Nor did they skimp on it. But yeah, I wish Statham could have gotten into it with Van Damme. I really wish they would have gotten into like the whole satanic cult thing it seemed to be going with Van Damme and his cartel. They just want to lightly touch on it, but then it's like, yeah, we're going to whistle that subplot. Just forget about it. But, you know what? That's always a good sign with the movie, when you come out of it enjoying this much, and at the same time you're thinking, oh, they could have done even more. It could have been even better. Maybe there's an extended cut I don't know about on the way. Probably not. Or if there is, it's not going to really expound on what I want to see, but I'm sure it'll still be fun. Anyway, yeah, that's it for Expendables 2. Also, action film lovers out there, I'm sure by now you've heard, but if not, Tony Scott passed away last night, director of Top Gun, True Romance, Last Boy Scout, and, about a million other movies, younger brother of Ridley Scott. So, sure you also say the same thing, but I'd like to offer my condolences to the Scott family. Say, Tony, yeah, we're gonna miss you, man. Maybe not every movie you made was gold, but yeah, you made enough from that. We'll give you credit. Anyway, that's it for Huckins on Film. This is Kyle Huckins, fucking off.